It's the Charlie Bahama Show. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Charlie Bahama Show. I'm your boy, Charlie Bahama, and we have got a fantastic show for you today. I'm so excited, and this may give away who's going to be on my show. She's a drummer. Actually, her name is written right on these sticks, so you know you are the best when you have your name written on the sticks. But she is Cindy Blackman Santana, and I knew her from Lenny Kravitz days when we were on the road, and she was Lenny Kravitz's drummer, and an amazing jazz drummer in her own right. But now we're gonna, oh, thank you, Chislington.
It's Dave, just Dave.
Oh, Chislington, thank you so much. And now we're gonna have her on the show, and as you might have heard, it's Cindy Blackman Santana. She's married to the legendary guitarist and amazing musician, Carlos Santana. So we're gonna talk to her about her early days, drumming, also on the road with Lenny Kravitz, and now being married to Carlos Santana and her new music. All right? Charlie Bahama Show, Cindy Blackman Santana, come on back. The Charlie Bahama special summer season is brought to you by KFC Nassau, celebrating the flavor of summer, and Easy Car Sales, home of BYD, the 100% electric vehicle. Hey, the official car of the Bahamian summer and the Charlie Bahama Show. The Charlie Bahama Show will be right back. Keep up with all things Charlie Bahama by following Charlie Bahama on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Get behind-the-scenes access to Bahamian and international celebrities, along with travel info, tips, photography, and video. Like, share, and follow Charlie Bahama on all social media platforms. And subscribe to our Charlie Bahama YouTube page to catch up on all past episodes and bonus clips. You can also go to charliebahama.com anytime. We always keep the lights on. The Charlie Bahama Show. All that same flair with a little less hair.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to the Charlie Bahama Show. And now I have the amazing, and I'm so proud to say a friend of mine, the amazing Cindy Blackman Santana on the show. Cindy, man, it's so good to see you. It's been a long, well, actually it wasn't too long ago, but we saw each other in Vegas, Las Vegas, where I was happy to, it was an amazing show with you and Santana. And that was before the whole COVID thing. So that was when you were able to, to do shows. So it was so super to see you. But we go way back to 1992 or 3 or something. 3.
93.
Yeah, we were both like 5 years old. We were 5 years old. It's so good to have you here. It's always a pleasure seeing you again. And hopefully I'll get to see you in person again. On the road, because I saw you put up that you guys are going to be performing again soon.
Yes, yeah.
Live?
We have some shows in Las Vegas coming up, the same venue that you went to, House of Blues. And then after that, in September, we're going to do a little mini tour of the U.S. Then we have some more House of Blues gigs, and then we'll do a big summer tour with Santana and Earth, Wind, and Fire of the U.S. In 2022. So we have this year's going to be nice.
Wow, super, super. Now, before we, talk about Santana and the Lenny aspect, I want to go all the way back because I want folks to realize, Cindy is a phenomenal, world-class, world-renowned drummer on her own merit from way back. But you started mainly as a jazz drummer, would you say?
Absolutely, absolutely. I started hearing the drums when I was about 3, to separate that between the other instruments and to understand and to feel the drums and to love the role of the drums. And I started getting drums at about the age 7. And then when I was 13, I got turned on to Max Roach. And that just blew my mind. So that just put me on a whole trajectory in terms of studying, the master drummers and what they're doing, in terms of the technical aspects, the creative aspects, the tone, the sounds, and everything. And so that just set me on a course, in creative music, and that's jazz, yes.
And you have carved a niche. I mean, that's why so many people earlier on in the day wanted Cindy Blackman to be, playing on their record or, in their band, like Lenny. And also you had some earlier albums. Like, tell me about your first, one of your first albums. I think it was more jazz influenced also.
Absolutely. The first album that I ever did was called Arcane. And I was starting to experiment with writing music. And I just did it for myself because I didn't think that anybody else was going to want to hear it, really. So I just did it because I love melody, I love harmony, and I loved exploring that, and then applying rhythms to that, or making rhythms and applying chords and melodies to the rhythms. Mm-hmm. And so I wrote these songs that the great trumpet player who passed last year, Wallace Roney, that he heard. And he was like, I want to use 2 of your songs on my next record. So there was a song called Topaz and a song called Float. And he used them on his first record with Tony Williams on drums. So I was really inspired by that to keep writing. And then I went to the session, and at the session, the producer, Michael Kuskuna, and the label head, Joe Fields, they both came over to me and they said, wow, we love your songs. Do you have any more? And I said, yeah, I have a ton of them. I write all the time. And they was like, well, do you want a contract? Do you want to do your own records? And I was like, yes. So that's how it started. And then Arcane was the very first one. Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our first break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about the Lenny Kravitz period in the life and how you and I met. And look, I got drumsticks. Now you're bad when you got your name on your drumsticks. And I'll talk about this too, where I got these from, obviously from Cindy, but from what session it was. So, Charlie Bahama Show will be back right after this. The Charlie Bahama special summer season is brought to you by KFC Nassau, celebrating the flavor of summer, and Easy Car Sales, home of BYD, the 100% electric vehicle. Hey, the official car of the Bahamian summer and the Charlie Bahama Show. The Charlie Bahama Show will be right back.
You know that feeling you get when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC, a substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Hey, welcome back to the Charlie Bahama Show, and we are here with Cindy Blackman Santana. Now, Cindy, we first met, like we said, in '93 on tour with Lenny Kravitz. How did that come about for you to become Lenny's drummer?
Ooh, that was interesting because a friend of mine, we had a mutual friend, Antoine Roney, great tenor player, who happened to be the brother of my then boyfriend, Wallace Roney, a great trumpet player. And Antoine said, I have this friend who I recorded with, and, he's a rock and roll musician. He likes Gretsch drums and Kazojin cymbals. You want to meet him? And I was like, well, I'm not really interested in rock, but I like the fact that he's got great ears. He can hear, what I think are the best sounds, which are Kazojin cymbals and Gretsch drums. So yeah, I'd love to meet him. And he was like, well, he likes Miles and he likes Coltrane. I'm like, yes, I'd love to meet him. So I kind of forgot about the conversation. And like maybe 6 months later, he called me and Antoine called me and he says, my friend Lenny is on the line. Do you want to talk to him? He's been looking for a drummer for about 1.5 years and he still is looking. And I said, sure. So we got on the line and Lenny asked me if I had my drums set up in the house, which I did. He asked me to play. So I played over the phone. And when I finished, I came back to the phone and I was like, well, because I wasn't really playing that soft. And I said, well, could you hear it clearly? Because the speaker on the phone is so small. And he said, yeah, I could hear it. I'm in LA. Can you fly out here right now? And I said, okay. So the next morning, like 6 o'clock, I was on a plane, 6 a.m. I was on a plane. And, the intention was to just come out for 2 days. He said, just pack for 2 days, come out, be a casual thing, play with my band, no strings attached, and then I'll send you home. So I got out there, and there ended up being a full-scale audition with about 40 drummers. Yes, unbeknownst to me. I played, and he just said, okay, I'm going to choose Cindy. And he stopped the auditions, and there were like 38 other drummers left, who were just sitting there. And so his manager was like, well, you can't just leave them hanging. So he auditioned some others. There was one other that he liked, and another one that was flying in from London, coming the next day, all to come and audition for him. So the following day, he had me play against each drummer. I would play, the drummer would play, I would play, the drummer would play. So we did that with the first drummer, and he still chose me, which I was happy of. We did that with the second drummer, and he still chose me. So then it started. I started learning the songs like really seriously, rehearsing with the band. And, I had packed for 2 days, which is what he asked. And so I was there for 2 weeks. And so I, was washing out my clothes every other night, every night, washing things out, and then we did Are You Gonna Go My Way? My first video with him, which really, really kicked things off. And it was interesting. I had never done anything like that before. I'd never played in a rock band. I never did a video, never played on a video. But we did this long video shoot, which was really cool, very cool experience. And then afterwards, Lenny and Craig, the guitar player, his manager, Mr. Fruin, Craig Fruin, and his assistant, Deborah, they all, and the bass player, Tony Bright, they all walked me outside. And so Lenny says, so Cindy, you want to join my band? And I said, yeah, when do we start? And he started laughing. He said, we started 2 weeks ago.
Lenny really did a good job, picking his band,
Oh yeah, he did. Thank you. It's, it's interesting because he's such a strong individual. You can't have something that kind of doesn't match. So it was wonderful.
Yeah, I think so, for sure. And I don't know if you know where I stole these ones from. I didn't steal them. Because look, if you could see the camera, look at that. Cindy hits hard. Look at these things. They're like every couple of songs or whatever, you got to throw them away. And that's why I got these. This was when we did Joss Stone. You remember Joss Stone?
Oh, of course.
The Soul Sessions,
yes,
the
course.
first one.
That was
Because remember,
great. Yes,
I did the album cover. I shot the cover, and I shot a video for Joss. And this was during that when you were there. And also...
Jack Daly.
Yeah, Jack on bass. And of course,
That's right.
all the legendary Betty Wright and all
Yes.
those legends that were on that album. That was a wonderful album as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's really an honor, to be around such great people. And it's amazing because Joss, at the time of that session, if you remember, that day was her 16th birthday.
Yeah, I remember.
And so
I took the picture.
Remember the cake? Well, you took the picture, so you of course remember. But it was amazing. She's so talented, and such a sweet person. It was really, really, really great to be around her. And it's also great to have watched her, develop and do things after that, So it's been really, really, I would say truly a blessing to be around so many incredible people, and yourself included, because I love your work. I think you're amazing.
Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. But now also because, we have a lot of Bahamians who watch this show, you've had the chance to go to Lenny in the Bahamas. So you've been to the Bahamas as well. Right now you're in Hawaii, so you're still on that island vibe thing, but you've been to the Bahamas where Lenny is. So tell me about that experience also in the Bahamas, and how you felt about being in the Bahamas.
It blew my mind. I loved it so much. It's so beautiful and so pristine. And it's like being around a big family because everybody is so nice. The lady that made the bread, we'd go over there and grab the bread and, go to the beach with that beautiful sand and that water that's so crystal clear. I mean, it was just, I was about to buy property there. I came there a few times to hang out and just, and I was looking at property and there was a beautiful small property, but right on the beach. And it just didn't work out for me in terms of my travel back and forth to New York. So I just ended up getting a place in New York. But, you know, otherwise I would have had a place there. I love it. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And Eleuthera is just pristine and magical. So what we'll do now, we're going to go to another break, and I'm going to show some videos of Cindy, some of her work right now. And then when we come back, we'll talk about Santana and how that happened, okay?
Awesome.
All right. We'll be right back after this. The Charlie Bahama special summer season is brought to you by KFC Nassau, celebrating the flavor of summer, and Easy Car Sales, home of BYD, the 100% electric vehicle. Hey, the official car of the Bahamian summer and the Charlie Bahama Show. The Charlie Bahama Show will be right back. Hey, welcome back to the Charlie Bahama Show, and we are still here with Cindy Blackman Santana. And as you hear with the last name Santana, Cindy is married to the legendary Carlos Santana. So tell me how that happened, Cindy.
You know, I was in New York doing my thing, and I got a phone call, and this person said, Santana's drummer, who I know was Dennis at the time, Dennis Chambers was a drummer at the time. He said, Santana's drummer, he's booked, and Santana has a gig that, you know, just came up recently. He needs somebody to sub for that gig. Would you? And before they asked me the question, I said yes.
Would you? Yes.
So yes. So, you know, I went to watch the band. There's so much going on. There's so many hits, and they segue from song to song. So they were like, you know, you should really come and see the show, see what we're doing, you know, so you can get an idea, you know, sit in and check it out. So I did. I went to Las Vegas where they were playing. But, you know, we started talking, you know, just texting back and forth initially about the music, because I wanted to make sure that I was giving the music what it needed and what he wanted, you know. So I had questions, and, you know, well, do I have liberty here, or should I follow this there? Or what are you looking for from a drummer? You know, so that's how the conversations all started. And then we started somehow getting into these conversations about spirituality. And for myself personally, I had stopped dating like a little over a year prior to that, like a year and a half. I just wasn't seeing anybody. I was single, you know, because I was really missing a man in my life who was on a spiritual path. And I was studying Kabbalah, and my Kabbalah teacher was like, yeah, Cindy, you're wasting your time if you're not with the one, you know, or someone who's going to help lift you and who you can help lift. You guys don't have to be on the exact same path, but if you're both on a spiritual path, then that's going to be where you want to be. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And so I just stopped dating. And so as the conversations went on, I was like, well, this is very cool, because he's, you know, on this journey that I really like. And that's how it started. You know, we just started texting about those things. And 7 months later, we got married.
Wow.
It happened pretty fast.
Okay, so enough about everybody else's music. Now you have an album out. It came out last year. So give the drummer some. So where'd these songs come from?
You know, song-wise, they came from several different places. I'm debuting my singing on this record. Right. You know, there's some things that came from, you know, that experience that I've had, you know, with vocalists, and wanting to express and loving melody and loving message. So a lot of them come from the point of, having a message, invoking a certain feeling. And I'm totally happy with the musicians on there. Carlos is playing guitar, John McLaughlin's playing guitar, Vernon Reed is playing guitar, Benny Ritfall, the bass player from Miles and now Santana, is on the record. Matt Garrison, another incredible bass player, played with Herbie Hancock and Jack DeJohnette and his own thing, and tons of other people. Really great people on the record. Narada Marco Walden produced most of the vocal songs, most of the vocal tracks. Wow. So it was great working with him. So these songs came from wanting to inspire messages, wanting to invoke a feeling of love and friendliness, and upliftment of humanity and waking up, to being a conscious individual. And the title, Give the Drummer Some, I was actually going to call it something else, because I if you look at most of my records, the titles are very introspective, and I like thought-provoking titles. And Give the Drummer Some, Carlos was like, well, you should call it Give the Drummer Some. And I said, well, I don't know about that. But then I started thinking about it, and I said, yes. And you know why? From my perspective, why I would take that on, and thank you, but why I would take that on is because drummers are the backbone of the music. Anytime there's an innovation in music, there's a change in the drums, there's an innovation in the rhythm. So drummers, to me, need to be applauded. It doesn't mean that you're soloing every 5 minutes, but everything that you're doing is totally in support of the music and totally in perpetuation of the flow, the energy, the excitement, the dynamics, the color, the tone. So drummers, to me, need to be really applauded, and, drummers should be celebrated. So that's to me what that title means.
Yeah, they're like the essential workers.
Yeah, exactly.
How can they find your music?
It's everywhere. We have LPs, we have CDs. You can stream it anywhere, iTunes, any streaming platform. So it's all over. And so if people check it out, I hope they hit me up on social media and let me know what they think.
Yeah.
I hope people are inspired by it.
I'm going to play, and I got to hear you sing Imagine, because that was the first time, like when you were in Vegas. I think you were just unveiling that. So we're going to play that video right after this.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Charlie.
Well, listen, please give my best to your husband. And next time we'll get him on the show as well. Instead of hearing him in the background, we're going to get him in the foreground, because I do see, you guys together, and you are such, positive role models, I think. I mean, you both float on that same wave of just inner beauty as well. So.
Oh, thank you. Takes one to know one, doesn't it?
Thank you. Well, Cindy, you take care, be safe, and we'll see you soon, all right?
Look forward to it. And thank you so much for this. It's a pleasure and an honor.
All right. So right now, Cindy Blackman Santana, Imagine.
Imagination is more important than knowledge. Albert Einstein.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You
Charlie Bahama special summer season is brought to you by KFC Nassau, celebrating the flavor of summer. And Easy Car Sales, home of BYD, the 100% electric vehicle. Hey, the official car of the Bahamian Summer and the Charlie Bahama Show. The Charlie Bahama Show will be right back. Well, that was another wonderful Charlie Bahama show. I appreciate you guys, sticking with us and watching the show. And also to Cindy Blackman Santana for being on the show. What a wonderful talent and amazing person. And I can't wait to get back out there when they have concerts and catch Santana on the road. Also, look for Cindy Blackman Santana's music out there and buy it. Support the musicians, doing their thing. All right? And also, when we're not on the air, follow us at Charlie Bahama on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also now TikTok, or at charliebahama.com. The only thing is, I don't want to consider you guys followers. I'm not an influencer. I don't like that, influencer or follower thing, because we all have something to contribute. So none of this following thing. So I consider all my people as travelers with me. Okay? We're traveling the earth, we're traveling the world, experiencing things together. So they spell it F-O-L-L-O-W, but it really says traveler. So that's how I spell traveler, F-O-L-L-O-W. So click the F-O-L-L-O-W on all the social media at Charlie Bahama, all right? And let's travel together, okay? Until next week. See ya.
Charlie Bahama Show. 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 Charlie Bahama